Welcome to Speak On It, y'all. Your host, Diamond Biv. Another episode. Um, God forgive me, man. Shoot, I woke up late, y'all, man. Shoot, long night. Um, but this is sports talk. This is sports talk Saturday. Y'all know what it is. We got picks. Championship. It's championship week. Um, it's playoff push. We got basketball. So we just go freestyle it real quick with y'all, just to talk about a lot of things that's on top of our head. Um, and make these picks. Uh, So let's make sure that y'all let people know that we live YouTube, Facebook. Um, go follow us, jump on, enjoy the show. Jumping right into it. It was a game last night, big game. Well, actually, a couple of big games yesterday. Championship games. Um, everybody lost. It's crazy, right? Like, and I was like, man, maybe this is how the weekend going to get set up. Maybe this is how. Maybe this will get. Maybe we'll get complete chaos tomorrow. You know what I mean? Where everybody who favored will lose. So like we had the Buffalo and the Buffalo Ball State and the what's that, the MEAC game or the MAC game? It's the MAC game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Buffalo was going to roll. I thought Buffalo was going to roll. We talked about Patterson a little bit on the show. He said, man, he
Mm-hmm.
needs to get love. You know what I mean? Because he doing stuff almost Barry Sanders like. You know what I mean? So
Then
I
lead the
thought
league.
I was like, man, I think they going to do their thing. Ball State 5-1. They was undefeated. Buffalo. Ball State wanted it more. Ball State did their thing. Shout out to Ball State winning the MAC conference championship, but they came out of the game plan. Patterson ain't show up, and they did their thing. So that was crazy. I don't know if you got something to talk about or say on say on that game, but
The Buffalo game, I think it was shocking the way that they were able to contain that running game for the most part and Patterson. So I think that was the biggest shocker for the Buffalo Ball State game. I think another thing that was crazy is all of a sudden Marshall can't win.
to bring that up, like Marshall went like what 9-0, 10-0.
Yeah, no, like they can't. They can't win a game now. So
And I'm like, man, shoot, you lost to Rice, and then you go out here and you get smacked in the championship game. Like you said, it's making me think like maybe the committee knows something we know. Maybe they paying people off. Um, like maybe they pay Marshall off, like or BYU off. Like man, don't win these games.
and
Maybe
another crazy thing is the Sun Belt championship being canceled. So no Coastal Carolina and Louisiana, meaning Iowa State can't get their resume strengthened if Louisiana was to go on and win, the Sun Belt championship. And then you got Coastal Carolina, who now can't move, probably won't move up if a team like Cincinnati were to get upset today.
so that got implications with the like you said the New Year's Six Bowl because if Coastal Carolina would have possibly won, Cincinnati lose, maybe yeah, I mean they get into the New Year's Six Bowl. So like you said, it's a crazy year. Um, so let's talk about the game last night. I was going to last night. I was watching. I'm like, man, but I'm gonna save it for the show. Nobody believed in it. Again, I've been saying all year, like I didn't think they were the best team in the Pac-12. They were just undefeated, and last night caught up to them. Last night was we're talking about USC, Oregon game. Last night was nothing new. What I seen out of USC. This is how USC have been playing all year, turning the ball over, giving up points early on, getting down early on, and then they just been able to walk people down and come back. And last night they just couldn't do it. I think it was huge that the dude Thibodeau, he was balling. He was gonna be a first round pick. He came back and was doing this thing. But that USC team, that USC program is just big in name recognition right now. They weren't one of the best. We've been asking all year who is the best team in the Pac-12, and every time we brought it up, I was like, I'm really not a believer in USC. I did not think they were the best team in the Pac-12.
We still don't know because Oregon got put in the game. Like I thought, them in Washington were going to play to figure out, whom it really was, but then they just put Oregon in it. So we really still don't know. But last night was just USC. You can't keep playing with fire and not expect to get burned. They were 5-0 with 3 fourth quarter comeback victories. Last night you just didn't have that same magic. Like it's just that simple. The team is. I don't know where that team is. Because they seem to always get ranked. They always seem to win a couple of games that you didn't expect them to win every year. But the consistency in that program hasn't been there since Pete Carroll. And Pete Carroll has won a Super Bowl and been to another Super Bowl since then. So it's been a long time.
Pete Carroll,
real long time.
Pete Carroll has built another USC in the NFL. Wow.
So
USC has folded under when he was like USC has had a couple different head coaches, right?
Yeah.
I think they had a new AD or something like that. So like you said, they said he left under that because he was running for something. But all he has done is show that he's a winner. And all y'all have shown is that y'all not without him. I think Oregon has the most conference championships in that division right now. I think they got 4, if I'm not mistaken. That last night made 4. USC got to figure something out. They had to figure it out because that was in the early 2000s. That was a juggernaut right there. And even before then, like when I think of USC, I think about quarterbacks, first round quarterbacks that they put out. I think about, some of the talent that they put out. I don't see that from USC anymore. I don't. No.
They can't control they can't control their recruiting base. They're in the same situation that Miami is in. Miami can't control South Florida, so that's why Miami continues to struggle. USC can't control Southern California. That's why they're in trouble. Everybody comes in there and recruits. You got Texas comes in there and recruits. Ohio State, Florida, Alabama, Clemson, they come in there and they recruit. So it's tough for them to keep kids home. And then when you're not winning, it's tough to go out and bring kids in. So they're gonna have to make a change at the coach. They're gonna have to bring in a guy that can recruit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna say something that people might find controversial. But that conference is so bad, a mediocre coach that can recruit could go in there. A Jim Harbaugh could go in there and make noise. To me, he's a mediocre coach, but he's a really good recruit. And if you could go in there and he can get the talent that he's been getting at Michigan to go to the Pac-12, he'd probably win the Pac-12.
Yeah, but no, John Harbaugh, he'll probably lose to Oregon.
He'll lose the chip every year.
Because
he can't beat rivals. He'll lose the chip every year. And the thing with USC, like you're gonna get you play Notre Dame every year under normal circumstances. Every year you're gonna play Notre Dame, who now to me Brian Kelly has put them into a position where they're back on top. They're Notre Dame is one of those name brands now that is back where it was supposed to be in college football. So USC, you have it. You have that opportunity. You're gonna play that's going to strengthen your schedule every year playing Notre Dame. You got to get the right coach to come in there and turn that program around. Jim Harbaugh is your guy.
Yeah, I think Jim Harbaugh will be great. I think, again, like I said, when I think about it, when they was winning, they had quarterbacks. I don't know who the heck these quarterbacks are. Like, where do they find my man? Like, I can't even pronounce my man. I can't even pronounce my man's name.
Let's be real. I always say I thought Matt Leinart got the short end of the stick. I always felt like they never really gave him an opportunity to succeed in Arizona.
I agree.
Like, as just when he was getting ready to come into his own, they brought in Kurt. And then Kurt had that magic still in him, and they made a run. And then Matt Leinart was just done. So I don't really think he ever got the shot. But since then, we're talking about the Matt Barkleys, the Mark Sanchez's, the Sam Darnolds. Like, those are the quarterbacks. We keep getting a lot of eye candy. We keep getting great talent. They look great, but there's been no results, really. And I'm gonna even put Matt Leinart in there. There hasn't been a really good quarterback since Carson Palmer in the NFL that came out of USC.
I'm with you, but even then, like you said, when you had the Matt Leinart, they had a Reggie and a Lindell and a defense that went behind it. Like Dwayne Jarrett, but they had Matt, who was calling everything. You know what I mean? Now there's no name recognition on that on that team. Like you said, they had the Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold played himself into my first rounder, but he was turnover prone. He was super turnover prone in college, and we see that carry on in with the pros. So I don't know what it's going to take to fix that program. Like you said, maybe it's a John Harbaugh, but from them to fall off from Pete Carroll, from the fall off like this, it ain't look good. They need to bring that man back. They need to do whatever they need to bring him back.
Just got a notification. Former Wisconsin and Arkansas head coach Brett Bielema is now the Illinois head football coach. He wasn't successful at Wisconsin. Why would you like that? To me, that shows where he's at. He's going from a really, really good program to an okay program in Arkansas to a really bad program in Illinois. You're at the bottom of the totem pole in the Big Ten, and you were at least in the top tier with Wisconsin, and you couldn't get it done. I'm not sure what the expectations are going to be at Illinois. And let me say this, since we're talking about this. Can we curb some of these expectations? Like, I'm not saying Lovie Smith was great at Illinois, but what was he really supposed to do at Illinois? Like, I don't understand what they be wanting. Is he supposed to get to a bowl game every year? Is that what it's supposed to do? That's tough asking when you're not a football school and a football conference with all of these really powerful schools who's going to have better resources and better recruiting bases. So I really don't be understanding what the expectations are at these smaller programs. I wonder how long of a leash Brett Bielema is going to get at Illinois, but I also want to know what the expectations are of him at Illinois. So
I'm with you. Like, to me, he taking the Lane Kiffin approach. Lane Kiffin went from a high profile to a mediocre. Yeah, I mean, to a Florida Atlantic. Yeah, I mean, now to building back up to the Ole Miss. Yeah, I mean, so maybe that's what he'll do. So shout out to him. But when I saw the Lovie firing, I was with you. Like, what What do you want from him?
What is he supposed to do?
What do you want from my man? Like, he's a high-profile coach, which you should have probably just kept there because he's a high-profile coach. People know him. I mean, he has name recognition. He's been he's been to a Super Bowl, I think, in the NFL. So he's a good defensive coach. He's a good football mind. What else do you want from him? So I don't know what you're expecting from that guy, but he's from there. He's from Chicago. He's from Illinois. I mean, he built his roots in Chicago, in Illinois. What more did you want from this man? So I hope the dude's success. But I hope my man Lovey gets his shot back at maybe as a defensive coordinator or picking up another job in college. But I'm with you. Like, I was thinking about the dude from Syracuse. I can't think of his name. He still got a job at the Hoyas, because I was thinking like, man, he got a winning record. But the expectation for him isn't to win every year or to get to a bowl game every year. What he's doing is they're giving him. And then watch, since I brought him up, they're gonna make him on fire my man tomorrow. But he's building. He's a good recruiter. He's putting people in the pros.
It's about Dino Babers.
Dino. Babers. He's doing what they asked him to do.
They're competitive. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. During this Clemson run, Syracuse has been the team that consistently has probably given them the biggest scares. So, even though, Florida State and other schools, North Carolina, they're bigger names, bigger brands, but Syracuse has been the team that has played them tough more than probably, or just as much as anybody else, at least. So, again, what are the expectations of these programs? Like, there's 6-6 is a bowl. You get into a bowl game at 500. That's it. All you got to be is 500 to get into a bowl game. Is that the expectation, or is it an expectation that in 3-4 years we should be playing for a conference championship or be finishing in the top 2 or 3 in the division? I don't think that that's fathomable, and for a Illinois team, they're not a football team. They're not a football school. Like, so you expect them to be competing for a division championship with Michigan and Ohio State and Michigan State every year? Come on, man. Oh, and I forgot Penn State's in that division too. Nah, man.
Like I said, it was set up for failure.
Yeah, like
set up for failure.
Again, I don't understand it. That's 4 teams every year that Illinois probably could just go ahead and put an L beside. Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. You probably could just put an L beside them, all for every year for those 4 teams. And then you're gonna have, you never know what Maryland's gonna be. All of a sudden, Indiana has turned themselves around. Like, I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. Illinois is in the West, which isn't any better when you got Northwestern, Iowa, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Minnesota, like Purdue. Those teams are just as good in that division as Illinois. So again, I don't know what the expectation is.
I'm pulling up his thing. I'm just looking him up real quick. Lovey's best season was last year, coming off of a bowl game. So,
and they upset Wisconsin last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, like, live with that. That's big.
3-9 first year, 2-10. Okay, first he got there. 4-8 improvement. 6-7 bowl game improvement. You fired my man for 2020. 2-5. Okay, 2-5. It's 2020. It's a pandemic year. Like we just talked about it. We talk about it. Do coaches get passes for this year?
Some are, some aren't.
He should have got the pass for this year. I get it, 17 and 39. But like you said, what is the expectation for? What's the expectation for Illinois? Like you said, to play in Northwestern, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa. Like, what's the expectation?
Those are good football teams and good football programs.
Good football programs. Been good football programs for years. When I think of Iowa, I think of football.
Consistency. I think consistency at Iowa, no matter if it's a bunch of 2- and 3-star recruits, they are gonna play everybody tough. That is the program. You think about even Nebraska, they're struggling, but they're still Nebraska. Like they're still gonna get recruit. They're still gonna be able to recruit decent players. Guys are gonna go to Nebraska before they go to Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, I don't know what the expectation is. And, again, I thought Lovie was improving. I thought the program was getting better. And then 2020 happens, and no, it wasn't a good year. But it wasn't a good year for a lot of people.
6. This was the ranking. 6, 7, 7, 4th. So, like you said, they were improving. They were getting from at the bottom of the game. When you think about when you first take over a program, you gotta get your recruits in there. Then you ain't gonna play all freshmen. So now, like to me, in last year, let's say year 2018, okay, those Lovie guys. Those are Lovie's guys. 2019, those are probably Lovie's guys. You know what I mean? Now it's like, thank you, Lovie, for what you're doing, for having the program trending in the right direction. We appreciate you, but we're gonna move on from you. Like you said, they don't give them time, especially like you said in this college game. You don't come in with if you're taking over a bad program, you need at least like the first 3 years you probably got to throw out. Because if my recruiting class come in, they're all freshmen. Then sophomores gonna come in, they're sophomores, and then you probably don't even start till your junior year.
I felt as though Illinois has done this twice now. I felt like Ron Zook was kind of turning the program around, and all of a sudden he was out. And he had a 9-4 season. He got fired after back-to-back 7-6 seasons in which he won bowl games. And he got fired. So I was like, and I'm not just picking on Illinois. We're just talking about them because they're the ones that just made the news. But it's a lot of programs out there whose expectations are not realistic. They don't, for whatever reason, they are not in reality. And I don't understand why.
Especially like you said, we not being Illinois, it just happened because Lovie just got fired, and Illinois is the talk right now. But Illinois is a basketball. Illinois, Chicago, Illinois. That's a basketball town. The basketball, their basketball team is ranked right now in college basketball. That's a basketball. They known for basketball. They're basketball players. They need to give them a little more time. Like I said, especially in college basketball, because you have to go recruit your recruiting classes. You're not going to start off freshmen, and even if you do, it takes them a little bit more time. The reason that they say you ain't going to go from high school automatically to the pro in that sport. You ain't making that jump. The way the game is, mentally, physically, you need to, and even shoot, and we see it. Even dudes that played 4-5 years in college come into the pros and be like, well, it's different. It's a different level. You know what I mean? So you need in that sport, man. You need at least 3 years to go from high school to college. It's a different level. To go from college to the pros, it's a different level in that sport. Y'all need to understand that and give people more time.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand either, bro. Um, ah, okay. So speaking of the Big West, the Big Ten. I think Big Ten, really South, North. I can't remember where they are. Anyway, Northwestern. They got a big game today. Northwestern, Ohio State. More and more, I was looking at the numbers. Like, man, Northwestern got a team. I don't think it's gonna be a slaughter. I don't. Um, I was thinking about a couple of games that Ohio State played. They played Indiana, turned the ball over a lot. He played. It was another team he played. He turned the ball over a lot. So they just was the more talented team. You turn the ball over against this Northwestern team, they're gonna beat you. You turn the ball over a couple times against this Northwestern team, they're gonna beat you. They are the number one defense in that conference. I think they're allowing 14.9 points per game. I know Ohio State is the number one offense in that conference or in the Big Ten. However, like I said, they do turn the ball over. And if you turn the ball over against Northwestern, they're going to milk the heck out of the clock. They are going to convert on their opportunity. So I think Northwestern has a legit shot to win this game. Do I pick them to win this game? Heart head. It says no. It says no. Because I don't know if they score a lot of points or enough points to beat Ohio State. But I think if they make it ugly, make it their style of gameplay, I think they got a shot. My heart says I hope Northwestern does it first of all, and we get an ugly Saturday.
You know, I was with you. You know, the other day we was talking about this, and I was like, you know what? I think Northwestern to keep it close, and they can control the game, and yada 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 yada. And then I thought about it again, looked at it, and I was like, Dwayne, you tripping? This is gonna be a rout. This is gonna be an absolute rout. They're playing in Lucas Oil Stadium. It's gonna be a dome. That's a track. That's a fast track. Justin Fields, those weapons outside. This could get ugly. If it was outside and some elements, I think Northwestern may be able to keep it close. But on that track field, I got a feeling Ohio State is gonna blow them out. I like elements. I think elements can even the playing field when it's cold, it's wet. But in that controlled environment, I just feel like that fast track indoors. I got a feeling that those superior athletes are going to be too much for Northwestern if they can take care of the ball. So, but also I think it's going to be big. I think the key is going to be, can Northwestern slow down the run game? Ohio State's been struggling to run the football. If they can slow down the run game, I think they'll be able to hang around a little bit and make it interesting. But if they can't control that run game, it's going to be a rout from the beginning. But I think I changed my mind. I think Ohio State is going to roll them. Once I looked into it, I forgot they play indoors. no elements. So no win, nothing. So yeah.
I think again, the only chance we're gonna have turnover game. I know Ohio State. They turn the ball over. They turn the ball over. So that's what I'm thinking. If they can convert some of those turnovers, slow the game down, where you're keeping Justin Fields in that offense on the sideline. Like if Northwestern gets the ball first, and we talk about they have to score a touchdown. So
Yes. No field goals.
Northwestern gets the ball, and I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you the game plan right now. I'm going for every fourth down. I'm going for every fourth down. I'm Northwestern.
I'm going for fourth down, every fourth down, 4th and 5 or shorter from my own 40 on.
Yep. Every fourth down.
Every fourth down. What we got to lose?
Yep.
We're going to a bowl game. We're set. We're going to a bowl game. We're set. Depending on how things play out, we still might get to the Rose Bowl.
Like you said.
So we have absolutely nothing to lose. I'm going for a fourth down every opportunity that it presents itself. Every trick play I got in my bag, I'm pulling it out today.
Everything. Like they already picking us to lose. And again, I'm gonna pull up the spread real quick.
18 and a half.
18 and a half.
We have nothing to lose.
They already expecting us to lose. They already expecting us to get routed. Like this is the darling. They changed rules to put them in this game. Yeah, I mean, so this is their horse. I'm going for it. I'm leaving it all out because again, just think about it. If I lose this game, where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? You know what I mean? Like you said, I might get a shot at the Rose Bowl, but if I win this game, I can make history. I'm going for it. So, but like you said, they have to score touchdowns. They have to play the time possession game. They have to score touchdowns. You cannot kick field goals, and you got to capitalize on those turnovers. But if he look like he want to throw you something, they look like they want to give you the ball back. You got to capitalize on those things.
Yeah, you can't be dropping interceptions. Like you can't try to scoop and score. Just get on the fumble. Just get on it. Just get on it. Don't try to scoop and score. Just get on it. Like those are the little things that is gonna play a factor into this game because again, on paper, people are not giving Northwestern a shot, and I would give them a shot if conditions were different. I don't like domes. I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair to teams that are, outmatched.
Yeah, I'm with you. They get them a 9% chance to win this game.
That sounds about right.
9% chance.
No question.
If my man Greeny ain't give you that pep talk today or yesterday, I'm gonna tell you right now, go make history. Go make history.
Go get them. And this is. Let me give full disclosure. This is I'm picking Ohio State to win, and this is no Michigan Ohio State hate. I just want complete chaos in the college football playoff. That's it. So Northwestern, go get her done.
I'm with you. Like you said, this ain't the hate for Ohio State. I legit think Ohio State is one of the 4 best teams in college football. I do think that the committee has changed rules and made rules up on the fly to get Ohio State. The Big Ten has blown it. I want to see Justin Fields do well. But I'm with you. I want to see chaos this weekend. I want to see complete chaos this weekend. So like you said, it started last night. Like I said, it started last night because almost everybody that was favorite to win their game lost last night. So I hope that trend continues tonight and today, and I hope it start with Northwestern upsetting Ohio State today. It
Let's
very
go
well
Wildcats.
it very well could be Ohio State losing, then everybody else get blown the heck out today. I mean, so but I'm picking Ohio State as
I'm picking
well.
Ohio State as well.
Because what you said, I just don't think Northwestern got enough firepower.
I don't think
Defensive,
Northwestern can score enough points. That's just that. It's just that simple. You know, don't hurt nobody. I don't want nobody to get hurt or anything like that. I just want Northwestern to win. I don't think they will. I don't think they have a shot to win. And we're going to talk about this probably in a couple of other games coming up as well. So,
listen, I'm looking at the thing. I'm like, man, Ohio State had played 4 games or 5 games. Northwestern played 7. Justin Fields got more passing yards than their quarterback. Master T got more rushing yards than their running back, and their wide receiver got more receiving yards than their wide receiver. They just ain't got enough. They just don't got enough. So, but I'm still rooting for you, Northwestern. I'm still rooting for you. Let's go get it done. Let's go make history. All right, move on. Right, let's tap into this Tennessee Texas A&M game real briefly. Texas A&M gonna rout them. That's how I feel. Not bowl game, but there's a game still on tap for today. The reason I want to talk about it because I think it has implications. I heard somebody talking about how Texas A&M could possibly still make it in. Texas A&M could possibly still make it into the college football championship game.
I don't understand how. They're not even going to win. They haven't won. I can't say they're not going to. They haven't. They didn't win their division. And now we're talking about a team that didn't win their division. This is complete SEC bias. A team that didn't win their division is going to get in over teams that won their conference. It's not like they didn't win their division and they're undefeated. And they didn't get a chance to play another team in the division because that could have possibly happened because of COVID and everything like that. That would be cool. But they did play, and they did play a team that's in the college football playoff.
Lost.
And they were embarrassed and ran off the field. And the other game, you're giving them the win. Their best win is the Florida win.
Florida win. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm confused as to how a team that didn't win their division has a chance to get into the college football playoff. I think that is really, really confusing to me. I don't understand it.
Anything can happen. Either you can be fired like Lovey, or you can still have a chance. Like I'm with you. But like you said, chaos. But I want to see Tennessee smack Texas A&M today. Because again, I want to showcase one. We've been talking about it for the past couple of weeks. I want to showcase. I want to see Cincinnati get their shot, get their chance. So I'm rooting for Tennessee to do the upset, pull off the miraculous today. I don't think it'll happen. Heck, I would almost guarantee it's not going to happen. I'm like, let me see. What's the chance they gave them to win? They gave them a 19.4 chance. Man, I would give them a 1995. I would give them a 5% chance to win this game. I don't think that they will have a shot against Texas A&M today. But like I said, I think it was important to talk about because they still saying Texas A&M possibly has a chance to make the college football playoff, which I think is a long shot. It would have to be complete, utter chaos. Like, we're thinking about the most chaotic thing to happen today to get the people that we want into the college football playoff. We would have to do that, and then on top of that, to have some of the people that we want in. I legit don't see how Texas A&M can get in. I'm with you. I don't see how Texas A&M can get in.
I don't understand how they were ever 5. I don't see the resume of the 5th best team in the country.
They hold on to that.
That's SEC bias. That is SEC bias when that's the only thing that you can say to us is that they beat Florida and they got blown out by Alabama. That's it.
Yeah, I can't see. I don't see anything else. But
in a normal year, you beat LSU and Auburn. Yeah,
yeah, good
this
record.
ain't that year. this isn't that year.
Well, maybe
This
it is
isn't that
because
year where LSU and Auburn win is impressive.
maybe the committee is higher on LSU than we are because, like you said, Florida lost to LSU. They only fell one spot.
They're higher on the SEC than we are because there's no like. You look at Texas A&M. Even teams when they played them, they only played teams that were ranked twice, and that was Alabama and Florida. That was it. You beat Florida at home by 3, and you got blown out by Alabama by 28, by 4 touchdowns, 4 on your home field. And they're the 5th best team in the country. They don't even let Alabama just prove they don't even belong on the same field as them. And we're talking about putting them in the college football playoff. I think that's laughable. Let's go. Let's go, Vols. Let's go, Vols. Show everybody who Texas A&M really is, man. Let's go, Tennessee. I'm picking Tennessee to win this game. Let's go, Tennessee.
Man. I'm
picking Tennessee to win this game. Let's go, Vols. Let's go. Peyton Manning, T. Martin, man, go in there. Go in there and inspire these boys, man. Go in there and inspire these boys, man. Let's go. Jimbo. I always like Jimbo Fisher. But do what you do best, man. Lay an egg. Do what you do best, man. Don't show up. Nah, man. I like this is the thing though. I like Jimbo Fisher. I like Kellen Mond. It's not their fault that the rest of the SEC was trashed this year. And it's not their fault that they finally decided to get good when the rest of the SEC was trashed this year. So
decided to get good at the wrong time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And then you drop the game against Alabama. If they don't get blown out by 4 touchdowns to Alabama, you lose by 10 points, even 2 touchdowns. I wouldn't have been, but 4. You gave up a 50 spot at home. And again, that was at the beginning of the season when Alabama's defense wasn't playing the way it is now. So, I don't know.
I'm with you. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't think, like you said, I'm with you, man. I hope Tennessee do it. Let's get it done. But I think they smacked the heck out of.
They probably gonna beat Tennessee by 4 touchdowns.
They're going to smack the hell out of Tennessee. Oklahoma State. Like you just said, a couple things, man. With that, Coastal Carolina, Louisiana game being canceled. I don't know how big the implications are in this game. Again, it could be big because they got Iowa State at 6, and the complete chaos happens. They possibly got a shot. They get, like you said, Oklahoma favorite 6.
This game here, I'm torn because on one hand, Iowa State at 6 tells me that if the chips fall in the right place, Iowa State can get it. Oklahoma's a brand. I don't believe that if they win and the chips fall the right way, even though they're 10th, I believe Oklahoma will get in if the chips fall the right way. I'm gonna pick Iowa State. I think experience. I think the inexperience of Rattler being a freshman, first conference championship game. I think it may be a little bit much for him at first, but he'll find his way and he'll make it a game at the end. Here's the thing: Oklahoma plays good defense. I know that is strange to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma plays good defense. I think Iowa State plays decent defense. Will the freshman or the senior make the big turnover. That will be the difference. One of those quarterbacks is going to make a big turnover at a key moment of this game, and it's going to swing. I'm expecting it to be the freshman, and not the veteran quarterback.
Here's my thing. I'm with you. Even though Brock is what Brock a junior. Okay. When I think of Iowa State, I know they got Brock Purdy, but I think about Breece Hall. That's what will be the key to this game. It's going to be him and Spencer. But even though I think Brock is not going to turn the ball over, he's going to play solid football, like you said. He's the vet. I think in all stages, defensively, offensively, I'm taking Iowa State because they can run the ball, they can pass the ball, and they play good defense. And they've been playing great football. And they beat Oklahoma in their head-to-head. I think Oklahoma or Iowa State has a legit shot at making the college football playoffs if everything falls their way. That's what they're playing for. I'm going Iowa State. I'm going Iowa State today.
I'm gonna take Iowa State too, and I've always felt like they were a team that they were right there, and they just needed something to fall their way, and I felt like Oklahoma finally having to utilize a freshman quarterback and not a guy that came in through the transfer portal or set a couple of years here. You know what I mean? They finally got a guy that was fresh out of high school that had to play quarterback, and I thought that opened the door for a team like Iowa State. I thought Texas was going to be the team to kick the door down and walk through it, but hey, whatever.
How about real quick, since you brought my man Texas up, the AD already came out and said Tom Herman is safe. He will be back next year.
I think it's a good move. I think saying safe is a bad word. I would say he's coming back next year, but we got to be better. I hate when people say safe because safe, it seems like there's no worry.
Mm-hmm.
There should be worry. There should be worry. There should be concern. There should be a bit of a panic in Austin because that program, the expectations of that program coming into this season were championship, not Big 12 championship, national championship after the showing that they had last year. And then again, Oklahoma's starting a freshman quarterback, true freshman quarterback. The door was wide open. So to say safe, I don't think that's a good choice of words. I would say he's not fired, but
this is not Texas football.
The pink slip is written up. We just haven't signed it.
This is not Texas football. You had Sam, probably the winningest quarterback in franchise history. He's one of the top 10 probably college quarterbacks. Yeah, I mean, as far as statistically, and we can't get it done. We couldn't get it done. So I'm with you. Okay, Tom, it's your job. We're not letting you. We're not firing you. But you gotta show me something next year. Sam not coming back. You gotta show me something next year. So I'm with you. Big game. This probably. I can't say any of these are bigger than the other one. But the one I'm most excited to see, I'm excited to see all of them, honestly, man. Damn. This is the one that I think has the most intrigue to it. Clemson Notre Dame. I think this one has the most intrigue to it. Because
question marks around this game.
Right. It's a lot of question marks around this game. And now I just saw the graph, the voters has Ian Book in number 2 in the Heisman race. Nah, I don't like it. Even though he having a good season, not knocking my man Ian Book. Ian Book doing this thing, having a good season. But like I said, they got Trevor Lawrence at 3 right now. He go out here. Mac Jones. Mac Jones, they got number 1. That's how
I seen something the other day where Devontae was number 1.
Devontae, listen.
Devontae Smith, yeah.
No Alabama player should be number 1. You can't say Mac Jones without saying Devontae and Najee. You just can't do it. The thing was, and we'll get there when we talk about Florida, but they knocked my man all the way down to 5th, from number 1 to 5th. He got to go and do his thing. This is why Ian Bookman got 2,000 yards, 2,382 yards, and 15 touchdowns. How the heck is Ian Book number 2 in the Heisman race? Looking at my man rushing stats, and he got 465 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns. Come on, man. They just out here I don't know what they just out here just want to put Ian Book in there because he had defeated. Ian Book should not be in the Heisman race. I'm sorry. He shouldn't. He ain't Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow put up crazy numbers. Ian Book not putting up crazy numbers. So
here's what I say about Ian Book. I think he should be in the Heisman race. I don't think he should be at the top.
Jackson number 2 though.
But I think he should be in a Heisman race ahead of the kid from BYU.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's won some big games this year, and I think that along with his numbers warrants him to be in the Heisman discussion. In the normal circumstances, should he get an invite to New York? No. I think it's come down to, in my opinion, Trevor, Kyle, and Matt. I would have said Patterson, but he just laid an egg in the conference championship game. So, but I think it's come down to those 3, and I would say Devontae Smith, but I wouldn't even waste my time. He's going to split votes with his quarterback, and y'all know you're not going to vote for a receiver over a quarterback. That's just so I wouldn't even waste my time inviting a young man. You know what I mean? You can get the Biletnikoff Award and move on with life because you know you're not going to give it to a receiver. I'm still shocked they gave it to Derrick Henry that year. But
real quick, while you talking, official numbers, ESPN. Devontae Smith, number 1. Matt Jones, number 2. Kyle Trask, 3. Trevor Lawrence, 4. And Ian Book, not there. Ian Book is 6. So there you have it.
Yeah. So I feel like Ian Book he's done good enough to be in the conversation. I don't think he has a legit shot at winning it. Now, today, this game, it's interesting to me because here's where it's interesting to me. I've heard people say that Notre Dame isn't a lock.
Isn't a lock to make the college football playoffs?
Isn't a lock. That they have to win. They have to win today to get in. But these are the same people that's saying that Texas A&M has a shot. And I'm like, at least Notre Dame is in their conference championship game. Like, what else did they have? What else could they do? Like, and I know you were on that. If they get ran out the building today, they get ran out the building today. They should be out.
Yep.
I hate Notre Dame, but I also want them to be rewarded when they should be rewarded, and I feel like they should be rewarded.
Be rewarded. Listen, they've been consistent all year.
They've been great. I can't. I know it's a huge game. It's a conference championship game, but I can't just dismiss everything else that they've done this year because of one bad performance. And I hope the committee doesn't do that. But here's where the interesting thing gets for me. Does the game not matter that Clemson lost without Trevor Lawrence? If Clemson loses today, do they throw that game out? Do they throw that game out like it didn't matter? They didn't play. They didn't have Trevor, so technically they still only have the one loss.
Nope.
I think that's interesting. I think that's an interesting topic of conversation.
I'm with you. I think that will be interesting. But if they beat them today with Trevor, then they're legit. I would say that both wins are legit. Here's what's interesting to me is I was going back and looking at the how Notre Dame won, and this is why I think they might get blown out today. They had the defensive touchdown, which was the pitch that they intercepted touchdown, and Amari Rodgers uncharacteristically fumbled the ball. Other than that, Clemson wins that game. Clemson wins that game without those two turnovers, without Trevor.
And we don't know what Notre Dame's offense would have looked like against a completely healthy Clemson defense. Again, I'm expecting Clemson to come out here and roll today. If they are who we know who Clemson is, we don't know who Notre Dame is. We don't know who Notre Dame is. We know who they've been this season, but that program over recent years has not lived up all the time to the expectations going into big games. So I think it's a great opportunity for Brian Kelly to establish where this program is. I think they have the running game to control the clock, keep the high power offense off the field. And I think they can play good enough defense. Because Trevor hasn't been sharp all year. He hasn't been sharp consistently. I don't expect Notre Dame to get blown out, but I do expect them to get put back into place. That they're not yet at the level of Alabama and Clemson. I got a feeling we're gonna get another boring national championship game. Well, not boring, not boring as far as the game, but the storyline is gonna be boring of Clemson versus Alabama.
I'm with you. Here's a question. Brian Kelly made some news this week, either yesterday. And how much of this could play a factor in the committee's mind is Brian Kelly said that if family can't come to the games in the college football playoffs, we don't know if we're gonna be there. Me, as a voter and a committee person, hearing that, if Notre Dame has that loss, I'm reluctant to put Notre Dame in. I'm probably not going to put Notre Dame in based off of what he said. Because I put you in.
Texas A&M might get in after all. If Notre Dame, the buck will not stop with you. The show will go on. So you can throw out the little threats all you want. They will make a replacement for you real quick. I tell you what, tomorrow at noon, they're gonna release the final college football standings. Let Notre Dame start tripping on Monday afternoon. Talk about we're thinking about it. By Tuesday afternoon, they'll make that decision for them. Like it's COVID. Like, put them in a hotel and let them watch the game from the hotel or whatever. I don't care, but do not throw away this opportunity for those young men.
Yep.
Over something that they can't control. They can't control COVID. They can't control the circumstances. Like, don't throw that opportunity away from that young man or yourself, Brian Kelly. Like, this is something that you worked your entire life towards. You're gonna throw it away because of a situation that you can't control. You can't control the COVID situation, and we're in the middle of the pandemic resurgence. So no, nobody needs to be there right now. So chill out.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this though. Just based off of what he said, if they lose today to Clemson,
he might have sealed their own fate by running his mouth.
Yep, I can't take that chance of us putting you in, and you say, "Well, we're not going to show up," and then we got to either cancel the game, which they won't, but now they got to figure out, they got to find out who's going to who they put in to replace you. I'm just going to replace you from the beginning.
Yeah,
and you're lost. You're lost.
You put on a bad show today, and you was talking stupid yesterday. Tomorrow we'll handle all of that for you. You won't even have to worry about making that decision.
Don't worry about it, Brian. Go ahead. Go be with your family. Don't worry.
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Yep. Get an early jump on your recruiting next year. Go ahead.
Yep. So
why would you say something like that?
Like you said, man, don't throw away the opportunity. Don't squander the opportunity. Brian Kelly, I think you've been the one. The last time you were there, Brian Kelly, wasn't pretty.
Alabama embarrassed you, brother.
Wasn't pretty. Your star, he looked like. And wasn't Manta, was he in the Heisman race that year? I think he was in the Heisman race that year.
That was the last time they've been to the national championship game. I thought they showed themselves well in the college football playoff, but they still were overmatched. And I still think they are overmatched. I still don't think they have the athletes to consistently compete with Alabama and Clemson. But you don't put your foot in your mouth to help the cause.
Keep your mouth shut, Brian. Go out there, let the chips fall out, let the chips play. And I think there's some, and maybe he did consult with his team. Maybe his team said, "Coach, if my family can't come, I don't want to play." But I think that's something that you consult with your players with. That's something that you talk to your players about.
Man, I tell you what, Mom, Dad, I'm sorry, but you have to again. It's not normal. These aren't normal circumstances. You're gonna have to deal with some different adversity. Like, I don't understand it. Like, my parents being in the stands, how much of a difference is that really gonna play in the outcome of the game?
Nothing. Because guess what? I win a championship game, right? I'm going to the locker room. We're gonna go celebrate in the locker room with our team. Then we probably come out, go talk to our friends and family. But first, I'm going to celebrate with my team. So, what's the difference? Like you said, get them a hotel. We go play. We win. We go celebrate with our teammates. Then we go
and celebrate with your family.
Celebrate with your family afterwards. Yeah, I don't really understand or get this way of thinking. But like you said, we'll see. Maybe Clemson seal their fate for them tonight or today. But we'll see.
I'm picking Clemson in that game. And
they're giving Clemson 10, so I'm the same with you. I'm the same. We can talk about another joint. I don't got too much on it. I don't know if you do. But the Mountain West Championship, San Jose State, ranked 24. They aren't the favorite. Boise State is the favorite. But just off of history, I would probably pick Boise State to win the championship, to win that championship as well. They churn out more NFL players as I know of.
I'm going Boise State. Boise State's only loss was a game where the majority of their team wasn't there for BYU.
Okay, that was a BYU.
Yeah, BYU did exactly what they should have done to an undermanned Boise State team. They blew the doors off of them, 51-17. So I just think that Boise's probably the more talented team, and they're probably gonna win. I say they win by 2 touchdowns.
Gotcha. I would say I'm gonna just pick Boise State because, like I said, I don't know too much about the San Jose State team. And Boise State, like you said, showing wise, they always produce. So I'm gonna pick Boise State. And again, that ranking, it's probably a formality because they're undefeated. And Boise State lost to BYU. So I'm with you. To the other game that I have super ties to and that I'm excited about, Florida, Alabama. Simple, hard hit. Hart says I'm gonna go with, and actually, I don't really care who wins this game. Being real with you, but I do want to see the Heisman duel. I want to see Kyle Trask, Mac Jones. We know Mac Jones is gonna have all the help in the world. Najee, Devontae. Kyle Trask got to go out there and redeem himself. If he goes out here and lights up Alabama, I don't understand how he's not the Heisman winner. Well, I do want to see Florida win it because, again, we're talking about chaos. I think regardless of Alabama wins or loses, Alabama is in regardless. But I want to see Kyle Trask go out there and light it up, light that defense up, and reclaim his Heisman candidacy. My heart says Florida. My head says Alabama. Smacks them. Smacks them. Like, I think Kyle Trask still goes out and performs, but I think Alabama just did too much. Running game, passing game, opportunistic defense. Kyle Trask will have to play perfect football. Perfect football. Like Heisman candidate. He has to play Tim Tebow-esque. After Tim Tebow lost and said, we're not going to lose another game. That's what he need. He need to channel his inner Tebow. Go out there and light them up. We will not lose another game. That's what he need. That's what he need. He need Tim Tebow to be on the sideline and say, you can do this, Kyle. Kyle, you've been the backup your whole life. This is what I'm going to say to Kyle. If I was talking to Kyle, I would say, Kyle, you've been overlooked your whole life, bro. You had De'Aaron King. You didn't start in high school. De'Aaron King was that guy. He was in his shadows. You was in the shadows at Florida till last year. You were a front runner. The moment you got your shine, front runner, Heisman Trophy winner. Nope. That's Mac Jones, the guy that you play today. At some point, Kyle, you have to beat out the man that's in front of you. Whether that's De'Aaron King, whether that was I don't know who was the quarterback of Florida, but you couldn't beat him out till last year. You at what point do you say, I am no longer the backup guy? I'm no longer the runner-up. I am no longer the backup. I am the guy. Tonight is the night that you can prove that. Today is the day that you can prove that. You are the guy. You are here. You have arrived. Stop playing second fiddle. Stop playing second string. Go out there and take the job. Go out there and take your Heisman championship, your Heisman trophy. That's what I would tell him today. Stop playing second fiddle. Go out there and let him know that you are the guy.
Unfortunately, he don't play defense. And the well-balanced machine that they've got to face they blew a team out last week where Mac Jones didn't throw for 300 yards or a touchdown. And Florida's defense can't stop anybody. He can put on a good show. Here's the thing. We talked about it earlier with Ohio State and Northwestern. when you play inside that dome, this is going to be in the Georgia Dome, the athletes jump off the field. They're going to jump off your screen tonight. This is going to be the Alabama weapons game. I wouldn't be surprised if Devontae Smith return a punt for a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised if he get an end around and take it to the house. That's just how bad Florida special teams and their defense is. Kyle, I expect him to go out and give a good showing. But it's just ain't going to be enough. It just isn't going to be enough. And unfortunately, the result is going to matter more than the performance, just like it did all of it against the LSU. I didn't think the performance was that bad. You had a miracle interception, a penalty, and then a 57-yard field goal. Like what? The performance wasn't that bad. The result was what was bad, and I got a feeling that's going to be again tonight. I got a feeling Alabama is going to roll them.
Well,
again,
Vegas thinks so. Vegas thinks so as well. This is what I'm gonna say. Again, I'm with you. My heart says I want Florida to do their thing. My head says Alabama get smacked the hell out of them. But this is what I will say. Kyle, Florida. Kyle, this is what I'm gonna say. You got one game to be a leader. Not saying that you're not a leader, but you got one game to rally the whole team, not just your unit. One game to rally the whole team. This is the game.
Yeah, you gonna need it.
This is your college football playoff. This is it. You need again.
This is your national championship.
Yep, this is your national championship.
National championship, fellas.
You need to channel your Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow rallied a team. And the person, the person I think about also.
I hate seeing it, but I need chaos today, Gators. I need chaos. I need complete and utter chaos today. I don't expect to get it from I really don't. You're really in a bad situation.
You need chaos.
I need chaos, Gators. Let's go.
This one I'm say real quick.
Make that Tide Gator bait. Make that Tide Gator bait. Let's go.
Listen. Call Tim Tebow up. Call Vince Young up. I say Vince Young because you talked about athletes. USC had athletes on that field in that Rose Bowl. Vince Young rallied the team.
Vince Young was the best player on the field.
Like I said, Vince Young was the best football player on the field. Kyle, you need to be that. You need to channel that. No matter what Alabama does. I don't care what my defense does. I don't care what Alabama does. I will not lose this game.
Yeah, and I don't see anybody on Alabama pulling a Reggie Bush and for some odd reason trying to throw a pitch back in the middle of a big play. I still don't understand why Reggie did that. I still, for the life of me, I didn't think he was gonna score the touchdown, but I'm like, oh man, Reggie's dicing them up, man. Why did he just pitch that ball? Turnover. What is Reggie Bush doing, man? Chill out, man. Chill out. We got a lot of game left. Chill out. And then Vince was just Vince. That's what he's gonna need tonight. He's gonna need that type of performance where he's clearly the best player on the field, and he's gonna rally the defense. They're gonna tonight defense. I'm gambling on everything.
Everything.
If I'm the D coordinator, I might put 7, 8 in the box, man up, and live with the consequences.
I'm coming at him all night, like you said. I'm
gonna blitz everybody
night because I'm gonna stop. I'm
blitzing safeties. I'm blitzing corners. I'm sending him. I'm showing him something different every play because we have nothing to lose and we have to try to win this game.
Yep.
Florida needs this game.
If you lose this, it is over.
Florida needs this game for the program because the SEC East has been known as it's been Georgia. That's been Georgia's division. They've dominated that division, and they have been the only team in that conference to consistently challenge Alabama. Even LSU has not consistently been able to challenge Alabama. It's just been Georgia. Florida needs a good showing tonight. They need a good showing tonight. A win would be awesome, but they need a good showing.
With you, Kyle. Stop playing second fiddle, bro.
And they have that. And don't get it twisted. They got the weapons with or without Kyle Pitts. Yep. They have the weapons.
They got weapons
to move the football and score some points.
They got weapons. I'm with you, Kyle. At what point, bro, do you stop being the backup? That's all I'm gonna say.
I feel so awkward saying this. Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Go Gators. I need chaos. I need chaos in that.
The next game, I don't even know what we're talking about. We know what it is. We know what it is. Go handle business, Cincy. Go handle business.
I need Cincinnati today. I need them to win by 4 touchdowns today. Tulsa, I'm not saying lay down. I'm not asking you to lay down. I wouldn't ask you to do that. I'm not asking you. I'm asking you to go out and give your best. But Cincinnati, I'm asking you to dominate Tulsa at their best to show everybody that you deserve some damn respect.
Yep.
Just that simple. I don't understand what else were they supposed to do in a pandemic year, but beat the teams that were put in front of them, and they dominated them. Some of them all of a sudden, UCF that's not a good win anymore. I was like, UCF was a good football team this year. They weren't the team that we have become used to, but they were still a good football team. And now all of a sudden, they're not a good football team no more. Cincinnati came back against them from behind and won that game. And people are holding that against them because they had to come back from behind. I'm like, oh, man, you're just making up excuses that a non-Power 5 team will never get into the college football playoff.
Exactly what they're doing, making them excuses because, like you said, that UCF team, who was Cincinnati before? Who was Cincinnati before Cincinnati?
UCF.
They didn't lose in like 3 seasons. They still could not get there. Those players, that program still is a good program. I think that their quarterback leads the nation in passing. He's a monster. They got a spread offense. They caught Cincinnati off guard. Came back, did what they needed to do. They beat everybody that was in front of them. Stop penalizing that team, man. Like Tim Tebow said. This is what I'm going to say. Tim Tebow said what you've been saying all year long. It's a pandemic year. Let 8 teams play. Let 8 teams get in. Let 8 teams get in.
It's a simple adjustment. You don't even have you can keep the same bowl game format and everything. It's just that now these are gonna be playoff rounds. Like, I don't understand, especially considering that everybody didn't play 12 games. So you can't say that we don't want them to play more than 13 or 14 games. Nobody's gonna play 13 or 14 games this year because of the pandemic. This was the perfect opportunity to expand it to 8 teams. But
perfect trial. And listen, y'all still got time. Listen, heck, y'all made the change for Ohio State in 1 week. Make the change now. So I won't be surprised when Ohio State lose. Maybe be like, you know what? We're gonna expand.
That's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take complete chaos for them to make the change.
We're gonna expand it to 8 teams this year for the pandemic.
Florida lose, Clemson lose, Ohio State lose. Oh yeah. Oh, we've made the decision that we're gonna expand it just for this year to 8 teams.
And Cincinnati still ain't gonna make it.
Cincinnati is still finished 9th. Watch.
They won though. They went undefeated. Cincinnati still don't get in.
Undefeated conference champion. And American is a good football conference. American is what the Big East used to be in basketball, or probably still is in basketball. It's not. They don't always. I never understood why they wouldn't put the Big East into the Power Five in basketball when they had they were putting in 16 teams into the tournament. But anyway, that's what the American has become. Like they have SMU, UCF, Tulsa, Cincinnati. Good football teams. You can say what you want. Good football teams that teams from the Power 5 conference are not lining up to play.
Ranked every year. Most of those teams ranked every year, bro.
So
it is like you said, a lot of them ranked every year.
Yeah.
A lot of the Power 5s, like UCF ranked, Tulsa's ranked now, Cincinnati ranked. If I go to Pac-12, if I go to
man, Memphis is a good football.
I can say Memphis, another team that's been ranked. They churn out ranked teams every year.
Yeah, and they're beating each other. Like Memphis is getting beat by Cincinnati and Tulsa and UCF. That's their losses. Like they're beating each other. It's not like they're going out and losing a whole bunch of non-conference games. They're losing in conference.
With you, bro. They need to show them some love. Show some love to them. Let's switch over to again. If I ain't say it, I'm picking Cincinnati big tonight.
I'm picking Cincinnati big because that's what I need from them. I need them to roll.
And moving forward to it's one basketball headline I want to touch on. It's Jerry West. Jerry West and forget the dude's name, but he's suing Jerry West for $2.5 million. We talked about a little bit before we hopped on the show. How big was or how integral was he into getting Kawhi to the Clippers? According to him, he talking about, man, listen, I gave them the blueprint. I gave them step by step instructions on how to get Kawhi Leonard to the Clippers, and they promised me $2.5 million. Now I'm here to collect on my $2.5 million. He said, man, details. I told them get Paul George. I told them do this. I told them get my house. I told them do this. I told them, and everything that he said he told them they did. They got Paul George, and I ain't getting my payment, man. Here's what I ask you on top of that, on your thoughts on that is, which one is worse, man? Do you think the tampering is worse, or do you think that them not paying this man is worse?
Them not paying him. If they told that man they were going to pay him, not paying him is worse. To me, the tampering thing. To me, the tampering is something that's done all the time. You can't tell me, because I know even though Giannis just signed that extension, all last year before he had signed it, every time he came to my city, I'm courting him.
Yep.
I'm sending a female to his room. I'm doing something to show him that, hey, buddy, this is the city that you need to be in. This is the city that you should be home. So the tampering thing isn't a big deal. If y'all told that man y'all was gonna give him some money, give that man some money. Now he asking for 2.5. He'll probably go away for a meal. Yeah, he'll probably go away for a meal. But this is the thing. This is the thing for me. Dude, you're in the wrong line of business. It sounds to me like you need to be trying to become an agent.
Yep.
That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like you need to be trying to become an agent. And I'm pretty sure that this is something that is routine across sports, where there's a family member or a friend of a friend that has an inside track on a big time recruit or free agent or something like that. So I'm pretty sure this is common. The only difference is now we have people that just do these type of dirty investigations that they're gonna find this kind of stuff. Like before TMZ We didn't know about this kind of stuff, but now this is what TMZ does. They want to go and they want to try to get as much dirt or bad stories or anything that could be kind of negative as much as possible. Pay that man. I know you're probably mad that it didn't work out for you in year one, but if you promise to get that man his money, get that man his money. Y'all got it.
Yep, this is what I'm gonna say to you. I would, if I'm an exec, I would ask what the fine is for tampering, and I would pay it up front. I would pay it up front because I'm telling you right now, I'm doing it every year. The big conversation, I'm doing it every year. I'm sorry. I want to jump on what the fine is. The Lakers is paying a little bit more. No, I'm gonna pay above and beyond whatever the Lakers is doing because I'm going to tamper. Listen, if the fine is $1 million and if $2 million, I can start tampering with him 2 years early. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm gonna do.
And here's the thing that's so weird for me is that people try to act like tampering is like this huge like negative thing or it's a black eye to the organization. And I'm like, why? I feel like I always looked at when people say same thing in college. He was paying his players. That's immoral. And, that's a black eye. No, it's not. And one thing, I've never equated the two things. Like, I've never understood how me paying a player meant that all of a sudden everything that happened on the field shouldn't have happened. It has nothing to do with anything. Yeah, you got to recruit because of the player. He still had to go out and perform. Yep. Coach still had to go out and coach. His teammates still had to go out and perform. And the other team still had to go out and lose. That had nothing to do with it. The tampering thing at the professional level, to me, that's a joke.
Dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It is a complete and utter joke. And I think the more we get the inside track on these sports, the more we're gonna realize that it is a commonly practiced thing. Is tampering. So
I know.
Pay that man, Clippers. You got it.
Right. Pay that man. Listen, Jerry West, right? So other GM or execs or whatever it is, need to do what Jerry West done. He got KD, he got Kobe and Shaq, he got Kawhi, he orchestrated a lot of different things for a lot of programs. Clippers, Lakers, Golden State,
Grizzlies.
Whatever he doing, tampering, maybe other execs need to follow suit because he's probably the greatest GM or the greatest exec that we've seen since I've been in sports. Probably the greatest exec.
Man, him right now. I know that they are not winning there, but Sam Presti is doing a phenomenal job. Now, I know people love Daryl. I know, and I think he does an excellent job putting teams together as well. But the assets that Sam Presti is able to get on top of the way he drafts, people forget like he was hitting it out of the park in the draft. From KD to Westbrook to James Harden to Ibaka, he was hitting it out of the park.
Reggie Jackson.
And now y'all have given him first round picks for a decade. Yeah. What do you think they get ready to do in OKC? He's going to continue to hit it out of the park. I expect them to be competing for a championship within the next few years again, because I believe in Sam Presti and his ability to make good trades and draft well.
Sam Presti is one of the best. Him, like I said, Golden State's exec, San Antonio's exec, So there are a lot of good execs out there. Pat Riley. So I'm with you. There are a lot of good execs, but if I'm talking about the cream of the crop, man, I gotta go Jerry West. Man. Like he built out here building championship team.
Yes,
Building championship team. So
they got pay that man though. Clippers.
Pay that man.
Y'all got it, man. Y'all got it. Stop
man.
playing with me. Y'all got it.
If he was your informant, man, you
pay that man.
This how I look at the tampering. This how I look at the tampering thing. Real quick analogy. Then we can move forward with the football. I would say like this: if you can holler at my girl and take her from me, I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. We in a committed relationship. Another dude step in, take my girl. I'm not mad at the dude for taking my girl.
Jay-Z said it best. If your chick in my face, it's your chick you check.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's how I look at the tampering thing. Listen,
I think it's a joke tampering because, and it's only like I know like in like certain professions, they make you sign an agreement where you can't leave and go to a competitor. Unfortunately, in the NBA, I'm only going to competitors. So the tampering should come with it. Like you're going and traveling into that stadium in that city every year. Sometimes 2 times a year. Why would I not try to court the best or show the best player he's coming in right now? The Chicago Bulls, for instance, Zach LaVine, his future is up in the air with the Bulls. Every city that he goes to, I don't think you're doing your job if you're not in contact with him and his people. If you're not trying to show him what that city has to offer him, I don't think you're doing your job.
I agree. So, once again, don't be mad at my man. Don't be mad at my man Jerry West for doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Cut the check,
and Jerry West, stop being cheap with my man. He got you, Kawhi. Pay that man his bread, man.
Cut the check, man. Cut the check.
Yeah, pay that man, and move on. Steve Ballmer, you're a billionaire. Come on, stop playing, bro.
Cut the check.
Stop playing. All right, let's move forward to the NFL. I want to talk about one thing real quick. Happened Thursday. Then we could get into these picks. Whose fault is it, man? Like, I think I'm not gonna say. I think the Raiders are right on track. I think they're right on track. Like they a lot of people are.
They probably overachieved this year.
Yeah.
So I won't even hold that. I won't even hold the results of the year on them simply because they overachieved. Now, Thursday was great for them, in my opinion. They lost that game, but Marcus Mariota showed something.
Yes.
I thought Marcus Mariota showed something. I don't think nothing against Justin Herbert, but man, the Raiders secondary was bad. They were terrible. And I think if they play average football, I think the Raiders win that game.
I agree.
And that was with Marcus Mariota. And Derek Carr was moving the football before he pulled up with the bad groin. So I think the Raiders are in a great situation. If they can continue to draft well, I think they're gonna be fine.
I think they'll be right there. Listen, 2 plays that killed the Raiders on Thursday. Big plays before the half. The big play to Tyron Johnson, the touchdown at the end of the half, and the big play Justin Herbert made at the end of the game. The big touchdown to Jalen Guyton. Those two, the secondary, they rattled.
The secondary was bad. Like they literally right before the half, they both ran basically flag routes because the safety was 40 yards off the ball. Like the corner is there in cover 2. The corner gonna pass him off to the safety, but there's nobody there.
It looked like he was talking on the phone to his girl. Like, man,
the safety was in the
hold
end.
on, babe.
It's like, I gotta make this play. Hold on. I'll be right back. Like he was, and then they said who the guy was. I can't even remember his name, but it's probably best that I don't remember his name.
Darryl Worley.
Let's see, then you remember his name. But he was, but he was on the practice squad. He had been cut from a couple other different teams. He's a corner. They got him at safety. He was in no man's land. He was in no man's land, and it showed. Justin Herbert did what he was supposed to do. He took full advantage of it, and they was able to squeak out that win.
I remember his name because he was on the Eagles team. We cut him for doing something stupid. So that's why I remember him. But yeah, bro, if I am John Gruden, Mike Mayock this year, all defense. I'm drafting all defense. Probably I need a pass rusher. And this is where I do blame them a little bit, because when they first took over, they took Cleveland Farrell and with the number 4 pick, and everybody, I was like, Cleveland Farrell. That was when they felt as though that they thought they were the smartest people in the room. Cleveland Farrell.
You know, he covered the draft for years, so he thought he knew what he was doing better than other people.
They hit on a lot of their picks, but I was like, Cleveland Farrell, that's your first pick. That's the first pick in y'all era. Y'all run. Nah, that ain't look good. That ain't look good at all. So they doing good things. They trending in the right direction. It just so happens that they missed out on a couple of picks. Henry Ruggs pick. We'll see how that.
I think an interesting thing is location. How much is the location of being in Las Vegas going to affect their free agency appeal?
I think that'd be huge,
because the stadium is beautiful, and then it's Vegas. That speaks for itself.
Yep.
And it's not Oakland. You know what I mean? Nothing against Oakland. We're talking about Vegas here. You know what I'm saying? It was different when they were the LA Raiders. That's Los Angeles. But now they're in Vegas, which is not far from LA. So I got a feeling that they can make splashes in free agency. And then they've got assets in as far as draft picks. You can address the secondary either through free agency or through the draft. Obviously, they need a pass rusher or two. And you can upgrade at linebacker. The defense is the only thing that really, I think the offensive line is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. When they're all right. I think you have the answer at running back. Mm-hmm. I think you probably have now. I think Darren Waller, man, he's showing that he might be, and he need to be in that conversation of the best tight end in football.
Yep, definitely need to be in that conversation.
You need to be in that conversation. So you have that. You have your receivers. I think the offense is fine. I think you have your quarterback in Derek Carr. I might be open to moving Marcus Mariota for some picks. You're not gonna get no first round picks for him no more, but you could probably get a third and a fourth for Marcus Mariota. You can find solid depth in the third and fourth. Mm-hmm. I think they're in a good situation.
I think Vegas is in a good situation.
That's the worst part about the situation is they got to play
Chiefs. Which again, they Chiefs kryptonite. The Chiefs kryptonite for some reason, some odd reason. But like you said, I think they're in a good situation, man. It's year 3. They stay the course. They've gotten to these big time. Like last year, they were 5-3 or something like that, and then they finished 8-8 or something like that, or 7-9. This year they were 6-3 or something like that. And now they are 7-6 what 7-7 right now. So they get out to these big leads record wise, and then they fall behind. But I think that's because the talent. I think coaching gets them to that lead, gets them to that record, but then talent catches up to them. They just need to revamp their talent. So I think Vegas.
Yeah. Talent and experience.
Yeah, and I think listen. I think the Chargers got a good one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think they got a good one. That quarterback a monster. Justin Herbert's a monster.
Justin Herbert different.
Yeah, he's real different.
He's different. I'm not gonna go as far as Shannon Sharp talking about he's the best quarterback we've seen in a long time. I'm not gonna go that far, but he's definitely different. And again, some guys just click different.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the guy that we've seen at Oregon. Let's just be real. This is we've never seen him at Oregon. If this was the guy at Oregon, he wouldn't have lost. He wouldn't have lost to Auburn. He wouldn't have lost to Auburn last year in that first game. He wouldn't have lost to Auburn. This is clicked for him in the NFL. He's gotten it, and it's showing.
This showed me like maybe he was just going through the motions in Oregon. Like I'm just trying to get to the pros. I know I'm going to the pros. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to stay healthy because this guy would have beat Joe Burrow for the Heisman. This guy would have beat Joe Burrow for the Heisman. This guy's beating Joe Burrow for the Rookie of the Year. So I'm with you, bro. All right, to these picks. I guess we'll talk about Drew when we get to the Saints pick. To the picks. Dang. At one point, man, I'm gonna queue up the we're gonna have the joint where I have the boomer picks, the NFL ESPN music come on when we're doing these picks. Cause that joint pop in my head every time we doing NFL picks. Dun, 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 dun. Bills, Broncos. Give me the Bills. They give them 5.5. I like the Bills in a rout today. Josh Allen is playing. He's different. He's playing on a different level right now. I don't know I don't know what Drew Lock shows up, but I think bad Drew Lock shows up today. Give me the Bills today in a rout. I like them by 14.
The Bills have to show that they are a legit contender. Everybody keeps saying they don't know about them. Today is one of those days where you show who you really are when you beat a team that you're supposed to beat on the road on a short week. Give me the Bills because I believe that they are the second best team in the AFC.
Before we move on real quick, here's where I get annoyed with people like, man, I just don't know. Like I seen Ryan Clark at the Bills as his fourth best team in the NFL this year. So Bills, no other team has as many wins as the against 500 teams this year. Bills got Dolphins 500, Rams. They also Titans lost to the Chiefs. Seahawks, also the Cardinals should have won that game. Steelers. So when they played the teams that they played, they were all above 500 when they beat them. There's 7 of them. When they played them, they have 7 teams that were over 500. The Bills are legit, man. So Bills, like you said, go out there and prove it once again. Show the teams that you're legit. Going to Packers, Panthers. I'm going with the Packers. I just think it's in Lambeau. It's probably gonna be cold. Aaron Rodgers playing another. Aaron Rodgers right now. Aaron Rodgers MVP to me right now. Based off the last 2 games that Pat had, Aaron Rodgers has been dealing 40 touchdowns, 4 picks. Aaron Rodgers is the MVP right now. I think he only bolsters that MVP rate tonight. Aaron Rodgers, I'm going with the Packers. I like them by 2 touchdowns as well.
Yeah, Packers at home, 5-1. Panthers are 2-4 on the road. I like the Packers because I think they are offensively. I feel like they are fine. I think the defense is spotty, but when you got Aaron Rodgers, it's hard to pick against him.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Buccaneers, Falcons, Bruce Arians. We said it. I think Falcons. I think Buccaneers win out, but I think that the Falcons. I think the Falcons try to make it a game, but I do think the Buccaneers win this game. I think the Buccaneers win this by a touchdown, which Vegas is giving them a touchdown. Give me the Bucs in this game. But Bruce Arians tried to give it away. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm really torn. I'm really torn. Matt Ryan has been bad though over the last few weeks. He's been bad. Give me the Bucs.
Yeah.
I think they have too much firepower. And no Julio today. Well, no Julio tomorrow. So
yeah, and the Bucs pass rush can get to Matt Ryan. We've seen that. So I like that. 49ers, Cowboys. Depends on when Nate shows up. I think bad Nate shows up tomorrow. So give me the Cowboys, man. Give me the Cowboys. I hope it ends in a tie, but I also hope the Cowboys win so it can better my Eagles draft position.
Here's what I say. The 49ers, even despite all of the challenges that they face with as far as health, they've not thrown in the towel. I expect them to come out and fight, and I'm gonna take the Niners on the road against the Cowboys. I just feel like they have more fight in them than the Cowboys do. So give me the Niners.
Titans, Lions. I want to go with the Titans, but this would be one of those games where the Titans get smacked. This would be one of those games where they get smacked. But I am going to go with the Titans. I think they're a better team. I don't know if Matthew Stafford's going to play. So give me. And the Lions have been playing inspired football since Matt Patricia been fired. So, but I still like the Titans.
Yeah, Derrick Henry. I think this is another Derrick Henry game where he just shows that playoff football is going to be on my shoulders. Dominate. Tennessee by 2 touchdowns.
Let me ask you this real quick, because you said it last week. This is a Derrick Henry game, right? Derrick Henry might run his way into an MVP. He just might. Like he rushed for another 200 tomorrow, another 200 the next day. If he break the record, Derrick Henry might mess around with running himself to at least an offensive player of the year. At least an offensive player of the year. Derrick Henry been balling, dog, and
he's an old school running back. You know what I mean? He playing in the wrong era. Like he's a guy that if back in the day they would have given him the ball 35, 40 times a week.
He's the one MVP. He's the one MVP. Mm-hmm. So, Colts, Texans. I think the Colts win this game because I think the Colts have to win this game. I think they have to win this game. So I got the Colts winning. They're giving them 7.5. I like the Colts in the touchdown as well. I think the Deshaun Watson still balls, but I think the Colts defense is a little bit too much. I like the Colts in this game.
After the Texas offense was non-existent last week, I'm expecting them to put on a show this week and win the game against the Colts.
Does Bill get another one? I say no. I don't think Bill. I think Bill. may do some things to affect Tua, but they don't win because of that defense. I like the Dolphins in this game.
Bill don't lose to rookie quarterbacks.
I know.
So until he does, I'm not gonna pick against him. Give me the Patriots.
I ain't mad at you with that. Dalvin Cook, Bears. Give me Dalvin. He's rushing for. He's trying to get to that playoff. He's trying to get that last spot. I like the Vikings. Give me the Vikings.
This is a scary, scary game because I don't think the Bears can score points with the Vikings. I think the Vikings have a much better offense. But here's the thing. Kirk Cousins. He hasn't reared his ugly head in a while. It's been a while since I had to say something negative about Kirk Cousins. I think he rears his ugly head against a ball hawking team again, like Chicago. Give me the Bears.
I got you. Seahawks football team. Dwayne Haskins, unfortunately, is playing. Give me the Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks. Dwayne Haskins playing.
Seattle is the only team that I never take into consideration about the traveling across country for a 1 o'clock game. I could care less with Russell Wilson. But all of a sudden, that offense has not been as efficient. I am going to take the football team. I believe in Dwayne Haskins, and I believe in that front four. Give me the football team. I think the front four can make some plays and pull out a win.
Seattle legit only has to run the ball. That's all they got to do. Just run the ball, Seattle, and you'll beat this Washington football team. Dwayne Haskins ain't doing it. I'm sorry.
Show yourself, Dwayne Haskins. Prove everybody that you deserve to be a starting quarterback in this league. I'm gonna ride with you. Don't let me down, man.
It's another Ohio State quarterback. They picked the wrong one. It's another Ohio State that they got quarterback they got coming in. That's gonna be their guy. But Jaguars, Ravens, beat down. Ravens. 21. I like the Ravens by 20.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta check the see who's gonna be available off the COVID list. To be completely honest with you, it seems like our COVID list just continues to grow. But this is a game, no matter who we have suiting up, this is a game we should win.
I'm with you.
So I'm gonna say we win, and Lamar has another huge day, another 100 on the ground, and I say 250 in the air.
Ooh, I like it. Jets, Rams, nasty game. This is gonna be a nasty game.
This could get ugly real quick, and I still think that the Rams are the best team in football that no one's talking about.
I agree.
Because nobody trusts their quarterback. But if Cam Akers keep bowling like Cam Akers been bowling, Jared Goff ain't gonna have much pressure on him, and that defense is, in my opinion, that's the best defense in football.
Most complete defense in football. I agree.
Give me the Rams.
Eagles, Cardinals. I'm going with
Here we go.
I'm going with the Cards. I want to lose all our games. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Stop that.
The Eagles going with the game. Go Cardinals, man. Go Cardinals. But
Y'all hear that, Philly? Y'all hear that?
but I
Y'all
think
hear that?
I think Jalen Hurts, man, Jalen Hurts gonna put this team in the playoffs, man. But I hope not. But my heart says Cardinals. My head says the Eagles gonna win the game.
Now we both in the same situation because I had this conversation with you off air about the Ravens that, I want us to win every game, but we've put ourselves in a position where we have to win every game to probably get in the playoffs. But I wouldn't be mad if we didn't because I feel like us making the playoffs is going to cover up the fact that we need to make changes within our coaching ranks. I feel like the Eagles is in that same boat. I feel like if they continue to win, it's gonna be like, Doug can turn this ship around. So, but I got a feeling that the Eagles are gonna win this game. I think that Jalen Hurts has given this team some hope. The only problem is the secondary is banged up, and you got to deal with those guys.
And which
That's the only issue. But give me the Eagles. I think their defense, the defensive line especially, can put enough pressure on Kyler Murray, maybe force him to make some throws that he shouldn't make. And I think Jalen Hurts can make enough plays to score enough points. Give me the Eagles, man. The Cardinals are not headed in the right direction. I wasn't impressed with them even with the win against the Giants last week. I wasn't impressed.
I'm with you. Unfortunately, I think the Eagles gonna win it, but I'm hoping otherwise. Let's go to Browns Giants first before we touch on the Chiefs Saints. Browns Giants. Browns. I think Baker Mayfield and the Browns go crazy against the Giants. They're gonna run the ball. I think that this is gonna probably be a 250-yard rushing game for the Browns. Give me the Browns.
Give me the Browns. I think they showed over the past few weeks that they are a really good football team. And the Giants are a good football team too. They just don't have the offensive firepower. Wayne Gallman has been playing really good football, but he's not a bell cow in the NFL. And Daniel Jones can't stay healthy. So give me the Browns.
With you. Steelers, Bengals.
Why is this on Monday night still?
I don't know why they didn't flex it, but Steelers, Bengals. Here's the crazy thing about it, right? I'm going with the Steelers, but I would not be shocked if the Bengals.
I'd be shocked.
I just wouldn't be shocked if the Bengals beat them.
Here's what I'll say. The Steelers can't win this game by less than 2 touchdowns. This is a game. Prime time on a Monday night on the road against a team with pretty much backups everywhere on the offensive side of the ball. And that's where you make your calling card is on the defensive side of the ball in Pittsburgh. They also need to be able to establish the run. At some point in time over the next 3 weeks, Pittsburgh's got to start establishing the run. This is the week they have to do that. I think they dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football, and they win by 2 touchdowns.
Gotcha. All right. Saints, Chiefs. Drew Brees is starting. Was that a good call or a bad call?
To me, I think it's a good call because I don't believe that you're going to jeopardize him and put him out there too soon for no reason. Because let's be honest with ourselves. Everybody wants to say this, this could be a Super Bowl preview. We don't know that. You know what I mean? We don't know that. But here's what I say. You're not going to get to the Super Bowl if Drew gets hurt again. So I don't see them putting him out there and risking that if he's not ready. Again, the Chiefs defense, they're not juggernauts anyway. They're not going to go out there and beat him up or anything like that. But rhythm. What type of rhythm is he going to be in? He hasn't played in over a month. And now you're going out there and he's going to have to put up points against this Chiefs defense. Well, this Chiefs defense, because the Chiefs offense is going to put up points against any defense. They're going to put up points. So he's going to have to go out there and put up points. And I want to know what type of rhythm he is in. And I think it's good if he's healthy now, get him out there now and let him start establishing a rhythm to make that playoff run versus waiting until next week or the week after. If he's healthy enough to go out there and play, let him go out there and play.
I think it's good as well. If Drew is ready, he gives you the best. He gives you the best chance to win. The happiest person in America right now is Alvin Kamara. Happiest man in America, because I know he like, man, I ain't getting no love from Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill ain't throwing me the ball. He just keep looking for Michael Thomas. I ain't getting no love. Happiest man in America is Alvin Kamara. But Michael Thomas is down. If I was Drew, I'd be like, man, my ribs hurting a little bit. I can't. My ribs hurting. I can't play. I can't. I don't know if I can. I don't know this week to come back. Nah, Drew going. He gonna spread. Drew gonna be Drew. He gonna come in. He gonna spread the ball around. He gonna look for Alvin Kamara. They're gonna run the ball a little bit. They're gonna rely on that defense. The Saints actually have a pretty good pass defense, and a good rush defense. So I think that it's gonna be a good game. I think it's a great matchup that Drew came back. This is a great matchup to come back against, but I don't think the Chiefs defense is that good. I think it was a good move. Good move.
Yeah, they're also in a situation where that first round bye is going to mean more to them probably than anybody else, because one, that means you're going to have home field throughout the NFC playoffs, and you're getting an extra week of rest for your aging quarterback.
Yep.
So for them, I think that also has played a factor into it, making sure that the Buccaneers don't walk you down, because they got a favorable schedule coming down the stretch. And also you got to try to keep pace with the Packers and trying to secure that first round bye. So,
I'm going to say this. No team in the NFC wants the Packers to be the number one seed. Nobody.
If you don't have to go into the sub-zero temperatures to play football, I would rather avoid it too.
Nobody. So, and I just think about the quarterbacks they got. Something about Drew Brees, 41, Tom Brady, 43. What other quarterbacks is out there?
Best conditions for aging quarterbacks in sub-zero temperatures.
I'm trying to think of Russell Wilson. I think Russ can go out and
Russ will be fine.
Russ will go out and do his thing no matter where he is. Washington football team, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants.
Kyler's not ready yet.
Yeah, Kyler. I don't know if any of those teams want to go to Green Bay in those conditions. And
the only team that I believe wouldn't care, because they can run the football and their defense is really, really good, is the Rams. That's it.
Oh, I forgot about them.
The Rams, and then the Rams and Seattle because of Russ. Those are the only two teams that I don't think would care about going into Lambeau. I would have question marks about Tom Brady throwing a ball in that cold, especially because, and if it was Bill Belichick's offense, I wouldn't care. He's only throwing the ball 5-6 yards down the field. But Bruce Arians has to throw the ball 25-30 yards down the field. And talking about an aging quarterback, cold, that's not the best. That's probably not the best conditions to be throwing the football down the field. So the Saints have to try to keep pace and try to get that home field advantage. Again, the Buccaneers have a favorable schedule down the stretch. They could easily win out and finish the season 11-5.
And the Saints could easily lose out if it's the season to the 6th.
So, yeah.
So, yep, I'm with you.
I still think Drew doesn't play this week if they beat the Eagles last week.
I'm with you. I agree. Because again, you got Chiefs, Vikings, Panthers.
Yep. Saints are 11-2 right now versus 10-3. Drew sits out this week.
I'm with you. That's our show. Final thoughts. I'm gonna say it again. Holiday season coming up. I know you want to spend time with your loved ones. We just talked about it. Notre Dame, possibly being upset that family members can't come to the games. COVID is real. The numbers are surging. Flu season. My family do a Pollyanna every year, or we've been doing this Pollyanna every year. We just canceled the Pollyanna because numbers is crazy. So I would say, I know you want to spend time with your family. It's that time of the season. And again, we usually have family over at my house as well. We're not doing that this year because it's real. The COVID is real. So my final thought is take it serious. Take every precaution, man. It's here. We don't know when it's gonna go away. So I know it's a difficult year. I know you want to spend time with your family members and loved ones, stuff like that. But spend time with the immediate family members that you have. Zoom calls, whatever it is. But take it serious. Don't be having these big gatherings. Don't be having these big gatherings at grandma's house, or auntie house. Knowing COVID numbers are surging. So be safe in the house. Be safe this season. Take it serious. That's my final.
This is my last final thought on it until probably next August or September when I start the campaign over again. But either expand it or don't have it. It's just that simple, man. There's too many good teams, too many good players in college football that need to be exposed to the big stage as well. So expand it or don't have it, college football. And I'm gonna piggyback off what my man was just talking about. COVID is legit. Be smart about it. And don't let other people influence you either way. You know what I mean? Trust your gut. Matter of fact, I'm thinking Wednesday. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna talk to my man about it. But I might get a doctor or two on to talk about the vaccine. I'm looking into it and try to get a doctor to come on next Wednesday to talk about the vaccine and their perspective on it. So be smart. Be smart. Trust your instincts. And more important, have fun and enjoy your time with your family.
Follow CDC guidelines. People out here, CDC guidelines say 10 people in the household, but like you said, 10 might be too much. You know what I mean? If you think y'all in a small area, small place, confined place, 10 people may be too much. You know what I mean? I know that's what CDC guidelines say in Pennsylvania, but it might be a little bit too much for you. So follow the CDC guidelines, but most importantly, follow your gut, trust your instincts. And if your gut is telling you to go out there with no mask on and stuff like that, your gut is wrong.
Follow your gut, but you gotta live with the consequences of your gut. So.
That's our show for the day. Make sure that y'all holler at us if y'all want to be on the show. We got a lot of stuff coming at y'all, a lot of information coming at y'all 2021. I just talked to my man about it. I love the lineup that we got coming up. Y'all definitely want to be a part of it. So if you want to be a part of the show, make sure that you are hitting us up in our DMs or in our inbox, or drop comments or anything like that. If you want to be on any of the cultural awareness shows, just make sure you hit either me or Biv up with the lineup. I'll probably put it out there or we'll be out there reaching out to people to figure out if you want to come on the show or anything like that. If you ever want to come on and talk about sports or anything like that, make sure that you're also hitting us up. But follow us on all our platforms. Our link tree is in our bio. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any major platform that you social media site that is out there. We are on, except TikTok. Don't know how we'll do that, but if we can, we'll try to get in that as well. But that's our show for the day. Until next time, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Speak on.
Peace.